here we have the John West survival, the John West survival stove. So with the advancements of modern technology and stove technology, I bring you the John West tuna stove. I'm just prattling around, seeing if this is going to work. I've punched some holes into the top part there, and then all around the outsides, it's got a thing that's hopefully going to create like a gas ring, maybe. There is one hole in the side here, so oxygen can get in without mega loads of flames coming out of the top. Now, I don't know how this is going to go, whether it's going to work, but we'll give it a whirl just for the fun of it. You never know, it could be the new ultralight John West stove, available from all outdoor camping shops. I literally just used a punch to mash holes into it. I think that's lit. Yeah, that's lit. So we're going to let that do its thing. Sounds like there might be a bit of liquid and water in there still. So let's pop that on there and just see what it does. Has that put it out? Yeah, that's just straight away put it out. Okay, back to the drawing board. I can't put it that way because it doesn't fit. Let's give it a chance to get going a little bit better. No, just puts it out. So there's probably not enough oxygen coming in from the sides then. I mean, it's not going to get any more intense than that, is it? You can hear it putting it out. Oh well, it was a bit of fun, wasn't it? Well, that didn't put it out, but it also didn't bring the flames through it like I wanted. I might have put it out now. Yeah. Possibly needs to cut out the bottom. Of it. maybe. Oh, there's no time like the present, is there? Let's pop that on there to snuff that out, because it's not doing us any good with it being there. Let's see if we can not cut myself. Might be easier to just punch more holes in first and then cut the serrated bit, or perforated, is it?
Be very careful, because these tins are flipping sharp, man. Probably sharper than my knife.
Now that bit's going straight in the bin, simply because that thing is sharp, and I mean, look, it's like a flipping ninja star. It's going in the bin. Just like that. Right, so now that's got a bore that it can come through, correct? So will that make any difference whatsoever to this magnificent ultralight stove? Full tutorial on how to make this stove coming soon. We'll just let the fuel get up to a good temperature. We'll move that bottle out of the way. Now, that does sit on there. Question being, can we heat some water on this? One way to find out, isn't there? Now, by putting this on, will it send the plumes through the gaps at the side? That's the question. Or is it just going to put it out? I think it's just put it out. Yeah. It has. Back to the drawing board. Pop it in there. That should cool it down. Ready to be able to be worked with again. Yep, it's nice and cool now. I'm not going to be using that water for anything. It was just to see if we could get it heated up. Okay. So, got to figure out somehow I'm just fannying around now. I've got 101 other things I could be doing, but I just saw the tins of tuna. I was like, you know what? I wonder. I mean, it's not exactly a practical thing. It's more like if you had to, isn't it? Say your alcohol stove broke or fell off a cliff and all you've got is the fuel, you know. That'll still sit on there. Yeah. Let's not do too much to it. Let's see what that does now. I need to go get a chair. It's hurting my legs. Nope, all the chairs are soaking wet. So that's that. Okay. It's to somehow try and fashion a way to kind of angle it so that the flames can come through it. Like force them to. I mean, we're just fannying around, really. But let's just put it out again. Okay. So that didn't work. So let's just completely take out this bottom part here. Could just be wasting my time, but I've pondered as to whether you could. Or is the problem with that where it's not got enough oxygen to pull through? Or is it a combination of both? This was meant to be a short, but it's turned out to be a whole bloody video, hasn't it? Hoping you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, just about. And again, be very careful because this tin's sharp as a razor. Just if you had to, could you make a stove of some description? I mean, I know you could just start a fire, but if you're in an area where it's wet and you're struggling for materials, right. Just trying to figure this out as I go. Straight in the bin with that because that's nasty and I really don't want to knacker myself up on that. I'm going to have to sit down though. Much to my own disapproval. A bit dirty, but it's all right. Hopefully you can still see me. If not, it's tough shit. Right. So I need to somehow... Now, the inspiration for this came from the loghopperss, UK nomads, because they often use something called a hobo stove. And it's just using a can. That's not going to work, is it? So that's completely removed the bottom piece now. And you have to kind of securely snug that in there. But you need to have some sort of divets in the side here for the fuel to channel up. If you get my meaning. But this is quite a tough substance, so let's see if angling them makes any difference. Can we kind of like split it a bit? Ooh. It's causing a slight tear. I've just got to be careful not to nick my finger now. It is creating a bit of a dangerous thing, but probably should have a glove on. Yeah, I've just pushed my thumb on that and it did start to try and dig into my finger. So I've got to hold it a bit lower down to create these divets. I mean, again, it might not work. just pissing about, you know, just faffing about. But it gets the mind going, you know. Only a few more left. Right, so now you can see, let me bring you a bit closer. You can see that they've all got like little bits that are now poking out, so that if the flame does get trapped in there, it's got somewhere to go, hopefully. What I'm going to do as well is carefully put some more holes in this to increase airflow. I'm not too bothered about it being symmetrical, but it's literally just for airflow. We'll do 4. Like so. Let's get it topped back up with the remaining fuel. There's not a lot left actually in this. There we are. Let's try again. And you see that? Yeah. Just leave that a second to heat up. I'll try and reshape this. I just lost a bit of its shape. It won't sit properly if it's not flush. Oh. Now what's that done? I don't think it's put it out. Yeah. Oh, it's starting itself back up though, so it hadn't fully gone out. That's interesting. So it was still kind of lit, which means there was just enough oxygen getting in. So it does put it out, it's smothering it. But it's still ever so slightly lit. I'm just going to leave that there, see what happens. It might not do anything. It could just go out and that'd be the end of it, you know. Ah well. There's probably enough water in there to do a pot noodle. And that has put it out. It's trying to ponder now what the problem may be. Doth one get my meaning? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Should we try better airflow? Obviously, I'm not going to be touching that without it going in some cold water first. Same with that. Obviously, I don't want to put the water in there, but it's still warm. More holes. Methinks.
More holes. More oxygen.
Because it stayed lit, didn't it, for a short period of time, or was able to light itself again once I'd snuffed it out, or smothered it, so to speak. So let's just go like that, and we'll say that these are going to be in air intake. Trying to do it as high up as well. I'm actually getting a bit warm now. Whew. Put my jacket on thinking it was going to be cold out here. Right, so I don't think there's a great deal else I could do to that. This one, again, I don't think there's a great deal I can do to it. Other than more holes. But let's see what happens first. There's no point in punching more holes in if this is going to work, you know? Yeah. That struck pretty quickly, didn't it? The flame seems to be licking a bit higher, doesn't it? With the extra air down there. Let's see what happens. No, it's not coming out of the side holes like I was expecting it to. and it's put it out. What now then? See if we can force some side divots into there, and it might bring it around it, like if you understand what I'm trying to get at, because then it's got the chance to come around the outside of this as well. Let's make sure it still sort of clamps in. It does. So now, will it work? Now when that's put on top, will it allow it to go around the sides? Now there was... Oh. Well, that wasn't very good, was it? Always cool it off first. I think the rain's coming back in. Needs to be a bit smaller maybe. Let's put that out. That won't come out with the sides, will it? That's going to choke it completely. Which is what I want to do, because I want to save the fuel that's in there for now. So now we're going with a shape like that, which hopefully will allow it to come up the sides. That is, if I don't get soaking wet first. It needs to be smaller to fit in, because now we've faffed around with the shape of it for so long, it doesn't actually want to fit in properly. Well, that's sort of on. Let's give that a whirl. See what happens to that, because it seemed to fall off when it got a bit too hot, didn't it? Just give it a few more seconds and then we'll see what happens. I might take some of the water out. We don't need loads in, do we? Right, well, it's still lit. I can see it's still lit. For now, anyway. It's not the best in the wind, but it's still lit. Which means it is forcing it to come out of the sides. Now there's a bit of steam coming off the pan, which is a good sign. Some insects gone for a little swim, so we'll help him out. Dumbass. Have I done it? Have I made the John West survival stove? You saw it here first. I think it's gone out. It ran out of fuel. But the bottom of the pan was heated up. Right, now we're on a roll with it. I'm actually going to go again with some more fuel because it's working, surprisingly. Double check it's not lit. No. Right, we've got a fair bit of fuel in there now. And how will you put it out, you ask? Well, I've got the tin of another tuna tin, and what I'll do is when it gets to the point where I don't want to use it anymore, I will take this part off and place that over the top of that lip, and it should snuff the flame out. Right, so that's that lit. Let's move that out of the way. Let that get a bit of a roar on before we pop this on and see what happens this time. So it's still lit. Let me get down and see if it's coming out of the holes at the top. Yes, yeah, ever so slightly. It's coming out from underneath more than anything. Now, I will be the first to say it's not the safest, but in a pinch, it'll work. But we're going to see if we can get this up to a boil. Now you can see that the steam coming off it. I can see bubbles in the water, and it's still lit. But it's bloody working. Again, it doesn't like the wind. Let's have a look what the flame's doing. So it's mainly coming out of the centre, but when I put that on it, it forces it to go around the sides and possibly through the little holes. Oh, I think we fluffed it. There's one side of it that doesn't seem to be making contact. I think the heat's made it bow a little bit or something. So depending on how strong it is after this is finished, the idea will be to try and fit it further down into it so that it's more stable. But that is boiling. I don't want to bring it too close because it's not very efficient because obviously I've not got anything blocking the wind. So it works. Now let's see if my flame out thing works. if anything, that has actually just made it, hasn't it? It's made it just go around the outsides through the bits where I've put the holes. Tempted to put it back on now. And here we have the John West survival, the John West survival stove. So yeah, it's been a bit of fun. I thought the other thing was going to put it out. So my idea of it being put out wasn't very good. And it is running out of fuel. But it's heated some water enough to make a cup of coffee, tea, or even to put some water into a ration thing or cook some noodles, you know. I'm just going to let the fuel fade out because the thing that I thought was going to stop it sort of didn't. That might be it, you know. Oh no, I can still see a little bit of flame. The flame's actually coming out of those holes. It doesn't seem to be holding up to the task very well, though. It's extremely discoloured and it looks like it's brittle. What do you think? Do you think it's a practical way of manage, even to just heat water so that you could drink it if you were stuck somewhere? And we just figured it out along the way. Might have to challenge myself to go out and do a cookout with it now, don't I? There can't be much fuel left in it. So it's bubbling around this bit, but not so much over that side. That must be down to the wind. Yeah, the flame seems to fluctuate as well. Well, you see it's dying down now. That might be the end of the fuel.